Corina Kurataina Haura, and I will present you about the practice of performance management. A considerable amount of research has been carried out recently on how organizations put performance management into effect by ERS, Ed Lauer and Michelle McDermott, the CIPD, and eReward. In this chapter, the findings of this research project are summarized and conclusions drawn from them on current performance management practice. First, we will talk about ERS 2003. The ERS survey in 2003 covered 47 organizations. It established that there were three main approach to performance management that are a clear strategy. A clear strategy is a systematic approach with a firm policy align all aspects of the performance management process. Just under half of respondents, or 48%, adopt this approach. And then a general approach, policies exist in areas such as employee development, appraisals, and job evaluation, but there was no overall performance management strategy. This approach was adopted by 42% in the respondent. And then a few initiatives. An ad hoc approach exists to performance management with policies in some areas but no other and little coordination overall. This approach was adopted by 10% of the respondents. Were also asked about the extent to which they had a performance culture in their organization, and 30% said a lot, and 43% said a fair amount, and 70% said a little. Finally, respondents were asked to assess the effectiveness of their performance management practice. The practice that had a lot of effect on performance management practice. The practice that had a lot effect on performance as indicated by the percentage of respondents who believe this to be the case. The case where first is the job training, 81%, and then employee appraisal, 77%, and then there are performance-related bonus, 44%, and then cascading information via manager, 45%, and competence framework, 45%, and business strategy of continuous improvement, 50%. The significance of on-the-job training and performance appraisal is not working. It is also interesting to note that as ERS put in, despite the hype about the new technology, only 13% of respondents felt that e-learning had made a lot of difference to performance. Individual performance may also did quite badly, with only 35% believing that it had made a lot of difference. And then Lawler and McDermott 2003. So at Lawler and Michael McDermott surveyed 55 HR managers from large and medium-sized United States organizations with questions about the nature of their performance management system and their effectiveness. In 86% of the organization, there were consistent and company-wide performance management practice. The main findings were as follows. First is business strategy-driven performance goals and jointly set individual goals, which form part of the approach adopted by the majority of organizations, make a positive contribution to performance management. And then ongoing feedback by manager is strongly related to performance management effectiveness, as stated by the researcher. The research strongly suggests that organizations should build ongoing feedback into their system. And then There was a particularly strong relationship between effectiveness and using measures of how individuals accomplish their result. The comment made by the researcher was that this strongly suggests that systems work when people are appraised on both their result and how they obtain them. And then the result of the survey also suggests that using competencies and developmental planning makes a significant impact in terms of creating an effective performance management system. And then effectiveness is higher when rewards are tied to appraisal. And then Character Institute of Personnel and Development 2003. The CIPD survey of performance management in December 2008 covered uh, 506 respondents. The key data emerging from the survey was first is 87% operated as a formal performance management process, and then 71% agree that the focus of performance management is developmental, and then 62% can use objective setting, and then 31% use competence assessment, 14% use 3 360 degree feedback, and then 360-degree feedback, and then 62% use personal development plans, uh, for 59% gave an overall rating for performance, and 40% did not. And then eReward 2005. The outcomes of the eReward survey of performance management held in April 2005, covering 118 respondents, are summarized. First is there are indi- incidents of performance management. 96% had performance management, and then over half had operate performance management for more than 5 years, and then 91% of respondent organization performance management covered all jobs. And then a principal feature of performance management process. First is almost all respondents use objective settings and performance review, and then personal development plans were used in 89% of organization, and performance improvement plans in 74%. And then 24% of respondents reported that they were using a developing competence from framework as part of the process. And then objective of performance management, there are the aligned individual and organization objective. To improve organizational performance, there are 63%, and then to improve individual performance, 46%. To provide the basis for personal development, 37%, and develop a performance culture, 32%, and to inform contribution performance by decision. Uh, and then there are changes to performance management. 75% of the organization had made major changes to their process over the last 5 years, and 47% propose to make further change in the next 12 months. The main change that made first is introducing competence analysis, abandoning competence analysis, performance agreement, enhanced link pay, performance review, achieving consistency, one set of performance management process, alignment of corporate strategy and objective, simplification, rating, and introduce web-based approach. And then the plan change mentioned by respondent, enhance link to pay, introduce competence analysis, introduce web-based system, review rating process, introduce one system of performance management for all, and introduce 360-degree feedback. The fact that interest in contribution or performance pay continues in interesting. First is contingent contingent pay, and rating. The following types of contingent pay were used by respondent is individual performance related pay, contribution related pay, service related pay, and competence related pay. The median increase given in 2005 was 3%. 59% of those with contribution or performance pay use overall ratings as the basis for determining increase, but 23% had overall ratings that were not linked to performance or contribution pay. The method used to determine as control increase were pay metric guidelines for choice distribution. And then the training. Training is a formal training for the line manager was provided by 86% of respondents, 45% used coaching, and 46% of respondents over that formal training to both line manager and staff. And then web-based method of administering performance management. A relative small number of respondents is um, 16% use web-based method of administering performance management. Performance management issues. Concern was expressed by respondents about the following issues. First is line manager don't have the skill required, and then line manager don't discriminate sufficiently when assessing performance, and then line manager are not committed to performance management, and line manager are reluctant to conduct performance management reviews, and then 49% believe that staff were more demotivated than motivated by performance management. And then 44% believe that the link between performance management and pay was inappropriate. And then dealing with the issues, more training or coaching for manager was the most popular method of dealing with the issues. There are uh, a number of respondents were reviewing the process, and some were seeking greater support from the top manager. So there are typical of comment like there's a shift in culture from long-term employees feeling that performance management is just something they have to go through, but they will be in the job forever anyway. To a more business-like approach to performance management with accountability and competency. And then the impact of performance management, there are four. First is like very significant, uh, 32%, and then fairly significant, 36%, and insignificant, 10%, and not known, 22%. And implication is the most significant implication of the survey is like derived from the eminently practical and realistic comments from respondents on what makes performance management work. And then the achieving buy-in from top management, a constantly recurring plea in every area of HR policy three in there must be active support from top manager if it is to be effective. So like they must engage wholeheartedly in performance management process themselves as an integral part of how they approach their role as manager. But they have also to deliver deliver the message that they expect all line manager to do the same. And then achieving line management commitment and capability. So the comments from respondent about the issues surrounding the performance management confirm that to the process and the level of skill they could bring to bear it carrying them out. And then clarity in purpose and process and simplicity in operation. So respondent emphasized to need to be clear about the objective of performance management and about the process to be used. Alignment and integration. Uh, as a business improvement model, performance management must ensure that individual objectives are aligned to organizational objectives and any discrepancies in performance need to be dealt with through improvement and the personal development plans. And cultural fit, performance management process must fit the culture of the organization, the way it does the business and its values and norms. And then contribution and performance pay. There was a strong tendency for respondents to question too much focus on financial award as an outcome of performance management. Yeah, we know that people are going to be rewarded according to their contribution or performance, then some attempt has got to be made to assess that contribution or performance. But the danger of creating a formulaic link between a performance appraisal rating and a pay increase in that performance management is regarded simply as a means of creating a link rather than as an approach to performance improvement and development. And then the take care and time factor. Respondents frequently mention that they need to take great care in planning performance management, obtaining the views of stakeholders, and then considering all the implications and obtaining buy-in commitment. The overall message was that developing performance management takes longer than you think. And some respondents comment that it's best not to be too ambitious to start with. It was also remarked by several respondents that time has to be allowed to embed performance management. It won't happen overnight, but people have got to be given time to get used to the idea and develop the attitude and skill required for it. And then evaluation. It is hard to see how performance management can be improved as it progressively embedded without evaluating its effectiveness. Yet less that half of respondents did evaluate, but it is essential to find out how well it's operating so that communication, training, coaching, guidance can be provided where necessary. But several respondents warn against tinkering too much with the basic process on the ground that it's only served to confuse people. And then the last is conclusion. So the overall implication of this survey is that performance management is by no means an easy option. It should never be entered into lightly. I think enough.